To install the flight battery, we must first use the included hook and loop tape provided in the box. We'll put one strip on the back side of the battery and the other strip inside the fuselage. We'll start with the strip on our battery. These hook and loop strips help the battery to stay in place so it doesn't jump around in the aircraft. Battery location in the aircraft is important, as that helps determine our CG, or center of gravity, basically the balance of the airplane. Before we plug in our battery, let's power on the transmitter. The transmitter and aircraft should already be bound from the factory, meaning that they're already connected and there's nothing we should have to do so long as we turn the transmitter on first before we power the airplane. Now I'm plugging in the battery. It is also keyed so that you cannot plug it in the wrong way. And then you want to push it down right on that hook and loop strap, and that will keep it in place. Put the canopy back on. Start with the front tab, push it in, and then that magnet will grip it. This aircraft is powered by a pusher prop motor, which you can see in the back. This design is perfect as it keeps your prop from bumping a rock or the ground if you were to nose over on a landing. This aircraft is steered by two surfaces in the rear. The rudder, which causes the plane to yaw or turn, and the elevator, which will cause the nose of the plane to tip up or down. Now, let's begin our pre-flight checks. I'm going to swing the plane around so you can see our surfaces. When I move the right stick, left and right, you will see our rudder moving. This allows the aircraft to turn. Moving up and down, you can see movement on the elevator. That'll bring the nose of the aircraft up or down. We can also test our motor by raising the left stick up, the throttle stick. And now we know we have full functionality of the aircraft. This aircraft is equipped with dual rates. When you click the right stick in, you'll hear a little beep. That's communicating to you that you no longer have full control over the elevator and rudder. It will limit your movement just a little bit. This is great for new flyers. It helps you avoid overcorrecting on the sticks. If you want full control back, just click the stick again. You'll hear that same beep, and we now have regained full control of the elevator and rudder. When choosing a flying field, choose a field with a clear flight path and runway with no obstacles, people, or pets. Because of its small size, no registration should be necessary, but be sure to know your local ordinances and rules. You can hand launch the aircraft by holding in your dominant hand, move the throttle stick up, and give a firm toss into the wind. Quickly, get your hand back on the right stick so you can control your elevator and rudder and be ready to make your next turn. Or for a runway takeoff, taxi the aircraft into position, gradually increase the throttle to full, and gently pull back on the elevator. Once it reaches sufficient speed, this will cause the aircraft to lift, and you can prepare to make your turn. Fly in controlled circles, and you can adjust your trim tabs as needed. Your trim tabs are the little buttons next to the sticks. By pushing them, we'll give you an incremental movement that will adjust either your rudder or your elevator. If you are drifting to the left or to the right, use the buttons down below to adjust the rudder's trim. Adjust the trim tabs as needed until your airplane is flying in a straight trajectory. The Mini AeroScout is capable of flying up to 12 to 15 minutes on a single battery, depending on your flying style and the conditions and the battery health. I recommend flying for about 10 minutes, then prepare for your landing to avoid running into LVC. LVC, or low voltage cutoff, is a safety mechanism to protect the LiPo battery. It will result in a pulsing of the motor while retaining surface control. When coming in for a landing, line up the aircraft with the runway facing into the wind. Slowly decrease the throttle to descend and pull back on the elevator stick just before touchdown to flare the nose upward and to give you a smoother landing. Keep the throttle stick lowered and retrieve the aircraft. Pull off the hatch and unplug the battery right away. Do not store the battery inside the aircraft and do not charge it while in the aircraft. If you have another battery, you can install it and continue flying. When finished flying, return the aircraft and accessories back in the box for an ideal transport and storage solution. Simply remove that one thumb screw that holds the wings on. And remove the wings, and it can go right back in the box. Thank you for joining me today and taking a look at the HobbyZone Mini AeroScout. It's a perfect miniature-sized trainer for a smaller location. It's a great beginner aircraft and still a lot of fun for the experienced pilot.